Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. If you follow this channel, you know that I try to fight misinformation and I do my deep dives for me and I share with my community. So therefore, I don't always tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. Well, one of my frustrations throughout crypto is that I spend at least half my time trying to figure out if something's a lie or misinformation. It's a huge waste of time. And I'm thinking about switching up some of my videos kind of like this to give you news you can rely on, whether it's good or bad. I think it's important because one thing I'm starting to see even more and more, some of the big influencers that I used to trust are starting to do clickbait and report on tokens and cater to the tribes of the crypto world, just telling people what they want to hear, and it drives me insane. So if you want some reliable information and that won't hopefully waste your time, let me know if you like this new format. Now I'm going to give you an example of what kickstarts this. You know, Coinsider's a great channel. It really is. And until today, I really wanted to watch a lot of his videos. But he just did a video that proves my point where he says Jerome Powell is getting replaced. Not a question mark. What this means for Bitcoin. So I'm like, wow, I need to check that out. And I trusted him. But I also have done my research weeks ago when the news came out and Trump literally said he will lower interest rates. And there was that buzz about him being fired. But I also, during that time, saw about a week later where they interviewed Trump and they said, are you going to fire Jerome Powell? And he said, no, I was never going to fire Jerome Powell. I just want him to work with me and get rates down. So this is a waste of time. It wasted my time. Here's another example. And bear with me, and we're going to get into the good bullish news that you need to hear. This came out about XRP and went the buzz. XRP is now the nuclear weapon for financial system in the U.S. Trump basically announced it. White House confirmed. Straight BS, which I knew that was BS, but sometimes they do come out with real information. Like this. Speaking of XRP, they just announced today that they have delayed the ETF for Fidelity, or yeah, Franklin Templeton, and I believe it's delayed for about 17, 18 days. But it still may happen, but it has been postponed. All right, let's get into the good news and the alpha that I promised on my thumbnail. All right, right now, what is it, about 65% of things are up. The stock market has bounced a little bit. Things are looking good. I can't be more bullish, and I really believe that even if we have a pullback, which I hope we do, guys, it's about to really start to move Bitcoin for sure. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Now, before we dive into it, I just want to bring one thing to your attention. This is some alpha. This token right here was up over 200% about 4 or 5 hours ago when I woke up this morning. And part of my short selling method is if you see something pumping big on down days, which things were more down today, earlier, then short it. I posted it. Now we're already at about 80, 90% down from where it was just this morning. When you see spikes like this, guys, if you know how to short, get to shorting. And if you use leverage like I do, there's not a better way in all of crypto to make money. I have a course on that and some other coaching if you need some help. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, guys, but learn to short. Anyway, this is what I believe may be the biggest announcement in crypto, and we're going to know within 10 days. So I want you to think about this. And I mentioned it, I believe, yesterday or the day before. Arizona just passed their Bitcoin reserve. It was pending, and they had to vote on it. The last vote, they voted yesterday at 1 o'clock. Now, the governor, all she has to do is sign off on it. Well, last week, the governor came out and said, I will veto anything until I get she had a disability bill she wanted to pass, and it wasn't going through. And she said, if that doesn't pass, I'm going to veto everything. Well, she got what she wanted. So I believe there's about a 99.9% chance that it could happen today, but in the next 10 days, she has 10 days to do it or it goes into law. So in the next 10 days, there's a huge chance that we get a state, and Arizona's a pretty big state. They'll be buying up to $3.5 billion worth of Bitcoin if they want to. It's 10% of their GDP. So if that happens, guys, what do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? That signals to all these other states. There's like 29 different policies and bills trying to be passed in the other states already. This is like the green light that Bitcoin's legit. Guys, that's huge to me. All right, what else we got? This is Mar Holdings CEO. It's a big, powerful company, and he basically said that he has been working with other countries and that he knows that they know that America is going to have a Bitcoin reserve and start buying it. And to quote him, other countries know we know that Bitcoin is strategic and they're starting to buy. That's bullish. All right, let's talk about Solana. Solana led a lot of this bull run and a lot of people's made a lot of money, but I don't think it's over. I think the bottom is in for the rest of this bull run for Solana. Check this out. The Sol Strategies, which is basically a big fund of money, just created $500 million Sol investment. Check out what he says. By securing up to $500 million in strategic capital, we are doubling down on our conviction in Solana. And they basically are going to stake all that Solana. And I've said before, guys, no one cares about what retail thinks. The banks, Wall Street, and primarily the US government pick winners and losers. They have picked Ethereum, whether you like it or not. The Ethereum Enterprise Alliance is all of Wall Street. But now they are also picking Solana. That's bullish, guys. And it's going to be staked, so it takes supply off the market. Check this out. Solana Corporation adoption is accelerating. Galaxy Digital just swapped 100 million Ethereum for Solana. Now, guys, if you're not following Wall Street, you need to, because the biggest thing I see wrong with crypto, especially in influencers, is they spread misinformation. They get you hyped up. And you're thinking, oh, wow, all these crypto tokens or crypto foundations or companies are going to take over the world. Well, if you didn't see what the dominant players are doing, you might believe that. Like XRP is going to take over banking. That's laughable. How do I know that? It's literally impossible because I've been to JP Morgan and FIS Global. Galaxy Digital does tokenized assets. They have their own rails. It's they have a guarantee up to $1 billion if you use their rails. They have liquidity. They have everything you need. FIS Global, all these companies, they have their own plans. And the reason I'm ranting about that is if you don't understand who the competition is and what they're up to, you're going to be hodling these projects and then wonder why they die in the bear market and don't come back. All right. Decentralized AI is coming to Solana. Guys, they just put $50 million into developing AI and GPU, GPU sharing and all that. That's a big, massive project. So now you can consider Solana an AI project. All right, let's talk about SUI. One of my favorite projects, one of my best bags. And they're having a base camp in Dubai coming up in May the 1st and the 2nd. Think about the money over there and think about how it's already been rallying. So a lot of good things should come out in the next week or so about SUI. Now, if you're not aware, SUI also has a spot ETF in the works. If that happens, that's going to boost SUI a lot. Now, just like I say, I tell you the good and the bad. The downside for SUI at the moment is, and I've never been in love with its tokenomics, is that it's about to unlock $265 million worth of SUI. Now, that does sound like a lot, and the market cap can handle it, but Ripple unlocks and sells more than that every single month. So it may pull it down, and if it does, I think it's a buying opportunity. But you do need to know that the unlock is coming in the next week. All right, let's talk about TARS AI. This is just some alpha guys that I teach like in my coaching. You know, TARS has been ripping, and if you bought it just a couple of weeks ago, it's already done a 6x from bottom to top. And this morning when I set this up, this was down about 22%. So the point about that is, let's think about something. If you bought just a week or two ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and you put in $1,000 of TARS, you're up 5, 6,000. Well, look, guys, you're already giving that back. You gave back over $1,000 today. The point about that is, guys, no matter what project it is, take profits along the way. Grab a handful. It's coming back. Always. They always come back. All right. BitTensor. If you're looking for a good project, guys, look at this chart. That's the monthly chart. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. I really like BitTensor. I like the tokenomics. I like everything about it. All right. I'm doing a video here shortly about stable coins because there's no denying the future is stable coins and RWA and tokenized assets. Well, whether you like it or not, Circle is taking over the world. And again, I know I talk about XRP a lot because people act like Ripple and XRP are the competitors to the banking system and the big Wall Street firms. They're not even in the game. And when you see what Circle comes out with, guys, they got liquidity, instant settlement. They match XRP in every way. However, they do 26x the volume. They're taking over the world, guys. Wall Street taking over the world. Circle is Coinbase, it's BlackRock, Bank of Mellon, the biggest players in the world. You are not going to take payments or stable coins or money out of those guys' pockets. Think about that the next time someone tells you some company like Ripple is the future of payments. Not in our lifetime. All right, here's some really interesting information, and this comes from the U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick about what they have planned for Bitcoin mining. This is awesome. And then we'll talk about some coaching in your portfolio if you need it. Check this out.
You'll see is the next generation of miners in America will be able to control their destiny, control the cost of power. And I think that is going to turbocharge Bitcoin mining in America. And so the idea is for the investment accelerator to help people, as an example, who have those.
Think about that, guys. The White House is not playing. One thing people don't talk about that Bitcoin reserve, it's a mandate to try to have ways to buy Bitcoin. It wasn't, we might, it's a mandate. We have a whole group in the White House trying to figure out, okay, How can we buy Bitcoin? How can we buy Bitcoin? And there's going to be, I don't know if it's this month, next month, whatever. Trump's going to say, how much Bitcoin have we bought? You have a mandate. Go meet your mandate. Guys, it's coming. They want Bitcoin mining in America. The jobs, everything that's going to create the legitimacy of Bitcoin, guys. It's so bullish right now, it's not even funny. Now, let's talk about how you're doing. 90% of everyone in crypto lose money, and I want to get you in that 10% club. I have an inner circle. I do one-on-one coaching with 3 Zoom calls. I have a coaching course that goes through your portfolio with a Zoom call, and it educates you about tokenomics, about how to get a game plan, how to take profits, whether it's dollar cost averaging in or out, how to compare everything. If you need some help, I'll leave a link down below and pin it in the comments. Now, that being said, whether you take me up on that or not, do yourself a favor. Take profits or become the prophets and get a game plan, guys. It is go time. So anyway, let me know what you think about this type of format. Would you like to see more news related videos from me? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button. If I triggered you, hit the unlike button. It's all good. But either way, come back and be part of this community. Guys, I'm telling you, the next 6 to 9 months, it should be really good. Maybe we get some more pain. Maybe we go down further. I truly believe the bottom is in until it's not, right? What I mean by that, bull run's going to be over before it takes out the lows we just experienced, I believe. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I'll be stacking all the way down because I really believe that everything is about to take off. All right. Take care, guys.